Hello, this is the Part-Time Economist, and today I'm discussing the differences between transformational leadership and transactional leadership. And this is just a paper that I wrote, but I wanted to record it here on audio because I know some people understand things a little bit better through audio. Abstract. This paper examines the relative merits of two extant leadership theories, transformational leadership and transactional leadership. I define the basic concepts of both theories and then summarize the key similarities and differences between the theories. Lastly, I discuss what types of situations each theory is most well suited for. Introducing the theories. Make sure you find a career and not a job, my uncle told me as I graduated high school. As he explained it to me, a job was a means to an end, but a career would provide fulfillment and purpose. As a leader, I now look at the flip side of this question and ask myself what I am giving my followers. Am I simply providing a paycheck in exchange for their contribution to the organization, a transactional leader, or am I a transformational leader who develops my followers and enlists their help to achieve a shared vision? This paper will compare and contrast transactional and transformational leadership while discussing the ideal applications of each strategy. A transformational leader guides the organization to new heights by convincing others that their vision is a noble and worthy cause that the followers should wholeheartedly support and work to bring to fruition. A transformational leader has an insatiable desire to pursue a brighter future, propel the organization to new heights, and create a tomorrow that is better than today. While some of the most visible examples of transformational leadership can be seen in the organization itself, transformational leadership is more than just launching new products, expanding into new markets, and doing business in a different way. Transformational leadership also works on transforming followers and developing them into future leaders. Transactional leaders provide rewards and incentives to ensure employees make the needed contributions to the project as a whole. The relationship between leader and follower under transactional leadership is much like a transaction between two commercial parties. The leader provides some incentive to the worker to ensure that the worker provides some specific contribution to the project. Cruz 2015 defines leadership as a process of social influence, which maximizes the efforts of others towards the achievement of a goal. This definition is important because it demonstrates that all leadership theories have the common goal of making progress towards achievement. While both theories focus on achieving results and accomplishing goals, transactional leaders and transformational leaders go about these goals in a very different way. The most basic similarity between transactional and transformational leaders is that they work to fulfill the needs of their followers. Transactional leaders understand what basic deficiency needs a follower has. They then meet the follower's needs in exchange for the follower supplying their labor. A monthly paycheck is one example of a transactional leader fulfilling the employee's need for a base salary in exchange for the employee contributing their talents to the organization. Although transformational leadership is typically thought of as painting a grand vision that followers wish to pursue, transformational leaders still do meet the basic needs of their followers. Daft and Lane 2015 state that under transformational leadership, lower-level needs are met through adequate wages, safe working conditions, and other considerations. Although both leaders meet the needs of their followers, transformational leaders go beyond meeting simple deficiency needs. Transformational leaders distinguish themselves from transactional leaders because they also satisfy each individual's need for self-actualization and development, the growth needs on Maslow's hierarchy. Not only do the two leadership approaches differ in what needs they focus on satisfying, they also differ in why they meet employee needs. Under the transactional model of leadership, the leader fulfills a need in order to receive the employee's contribution to the goals of the project. Daft and Lane state that in transactional leadership, a leader should recognize followers' needs and desires and then clarify how those needs and desires will be satisfied in exchange for meeting specified objectives or performing certain duties. The transactional approach is exactly what the name implies. It is a transaction. The leader has an end result that he or she wishes to accomplish. The leader knows that certain inputs from subordinates are required to make this end state a reality. In order to ensure that followers supply the necessary inputs for the finished goal, the transactional leader learns what the employee's needs are. He or she then meets these needs contingent upon employee contributions. By contrast, the transformational leader sets examples and assigns tasks not only to meet immediate needs, but also to elevate followers' needs and abilities to a higher level and link them to the organization's mission. Under the transactional leadership style, the satisfaction of employee needs is a means to an end. The transactional leader satisfies some need so that the employee will contribute some input. A transformational leader does fulfill employee needs, but the purpose is not simply to bribe them and encourage contribution. The transformational leader understands that the development of his or her follower is a goal in itself. To summarize, the two main differences between transactional and transformational leadership are that transformational leadership focuses on fulfilling higher order needs than transactional leadership, and transformational leadership fulfills needs for a different reason than transformational leadership. Current leadership researchers recognize that the principles of transactional and transformation leadership can be combined for ideal outcomes for both management and the workforce. The leader's dilemma, then, is not to determine which theory is better, but rather to determine which approach is best for a given situation. The strength of transformational leadership is its focus on the long-term development of both the organization and the individuals that work within the organization. Daft and Lane state that transformational leadership develops followers into leaders and inspires followers to go beyond their own self-interest. Zellman, 2018, lists lower employee turnover and a culture of corporate learning as benefits of the transformational leadership approach. It is clear that lower employee turnover and a culture of learning will have lasting benefits for the organization. Because transformational leadership focuses on creating a shared vision that employees are eager to share in, the decreased employee turnover is understandable. The advantages of decreased employee turnover contribute positively to the long-term success of the organization. On the cost side, the company will not have to keep retraining new employees for the same job over and over. As employees stay with the company, they will learn by doing and become more adept at their jobs. Because of the corporate culture of learning that Zellman describes, it is likely that the transformational leader will invest time and money into the continuing education of the organization's employees. Because turnover is low, the transformational leader can invest into more advanced training programs for his or her employees instead of constantly training a new employee to fill a job that never stays filled because of high employee turnover. Rewards given by the transformational leader, such as opportunities for growth and development, benefit both the employee and the organization. The employee gains fulfillment, and the leader gains a more highly skilled, more agile follower. By contrast, the rewards that a transactional leader gives, salary or bonus, only benefit the employee. The win-win nature of transformational leadership makes it considerably more effective than transactional leadership for the long-term development of the organization. Another advantage of transformational leadership over transactional leadership as a long-term leadership style is the economic principle of adaptive expectations. As workers are constantly rewarding for performing a specific task, they become accustomed to a certain level of reward. As the reward no longer becomes novel, it loses its ability to incentivize contribution. As time goes on, more and more incentive will be needed to provide increases in future contribution. While transformational leadership does focus on building the long-term success of the organization, it can also take a long time to see results. Convincing the workforce of a grand vision and developing subordinates into leaders are certainly important goals, but they will not happen overnight. Travis, 2016, states that the transactional approach works well when short-term results are needed fast. Because transactional leadership is based on a this-for-that approach to rewarding contribution, the employees can immediately see the projected benefits of their contribution. They don't have to wait until a grand vision of the future of the organization motivates them to action. They can immediately see what reward they will get for performing a certain action. The transformational leader, on the other hand, needs time for his or her ideas and visions to take hold. An employee who fully believes in the mission and vision of the transformational leader will exhibit a more long-term commitment to the cause. But it also takes time for this commitment to develop and more time for the commitment to lead to action. When quick, pressing issues need to be solved, a clear, tangible reward may be more effective than the nebulous, although noble, visions of a grand future for the organization. Transactional leadership also has the advantage over transformational leadership in stressful situations. Cherry states that by assigning clearly defined duties to particular individuals, leaders can ensure that those things get done. Because a transactional leader follows a this-for-that approach to leadership, his directions are clear and unambiguous. By providing rewards that are tied to the accomplishment of a specific task, the transactional leader ensures that all of the necessary pieces come together. Given the straightforward nature of transactional leadership, it is not surprising that it is typically used in high-stress jobs where quick, effective action is needed. Typical uses of transactional leadership are the military, firefighting, and emergency medical services. Conclusion. Because of its focus on instilling a belief in the organization's mission and developing followers into future leaders, transformational leadership is best suited to the long-term success of the organization. Transactional leadership ensures that each employee provides a specific input to the goal. Because it works on a rewards-based system and does not fulfill higher-order needs, transactional leadership is best suited to the short-term situation that requires a no-fail contribution from employees. This has been the Part-Time Economist. I hope that this reading of the paper has been useful, and I hope it introduces some of the difference between transformational and transactional leadership. We will see you next time.